Hello students, I am Aisha Munshi handling math subject for first standard. Students, today we are going to start one more new chapter. Chapter number 3, name is measurement. In this chapter, we are going to learn how to measure things or any other thing like cloth, height, book, desk, etc. in different types of measurement. Let's start reading. How long is your desk? One way of telling how long a desk is to say how many hands plan long the desk is. This type of measurement is called a hands plan. This type of measurement is called a hands plan. Next is how long is the playground? You can tell how long your playground is by measuring its length in pieces. A pace is the distance covered by a single step when walking. This type of measurement is called a pace. A measurement with hands is called a hands plan. Measurement with the legs is called a pace. Next is to measure the length of small objects such as an eraser. We can place our fingers and see how many fingers covers the length. So student, for measuring a small things like sharpener, eraser, these things we have to measure with our fingers. 2 fingers, 3 fingers, like this. You can see this type of measurement is called fingers, by fingers. Last one is in the same way we could measure the length of a mall in cubits. This type of measurement is called cubits. Cubits in a large area like wall, etc. Wall and door, etc. is measured by a cubit. Measured by a cubit. Measuring length using body parts. Measuring length using body parts. The length of my desk is dash hands plan. You have to measure your desk by your hand like this, and write how many hands plan it occurs in this box. Next, the length of my book is dash hands plan. You have to measure your book's length like this, and write how many hands plan it occurs in this box. Next is the length of my classroom is dash paces. You have measure your classroom's place by your foots, using your foots, and write here how many paces it occurs in this box. Instruments to measure length. Instrument to measure length. So student, in this lots of different instruments to measure the length. Different instruments are used to measure length. Different instruments are used to measure length. We use a ruler or a measuring tape to measure the weight of a person. Measure the height of a person or the length of the object. So student, we use the ruler or measuring tape to measure the height of the person. Mary is measuring Somu's height. You can see here, this is the tape, measuring tape or ruler. Mary is measuring the Somu's height. Next is the tailor is measuring the cloth before cutting. This is also a rural for measuring, and this is the tailor is the measuring the cloth. Next is students use a ruler to measure small lengths. We use the ruler for measuring, for drawing any objects and uh, square, etc. or book. An architect use a tape to measure large lengths. Architect use the tape to measure the large length in buildings, etc. So student, your today's homework is on page number 88. You have to write the measurement in these 3 boxes. Do this homework in your maths notebook and textbook and send on WhatsApp. Thank you.